some mid-axe shenanigans.
They even banned the Tiny. Is that saying they might want Brood?
Awesome. Does someone of the team play it? Does Resolution play Brood? Yeah, why doesn't play Brood?
Yes, he does.
Resolution.
Okay, yeah. It's definitely a possibility then.
And there's an axe and TV.
Yeah, they have the axe. I feel like it's not as good.
But if you
It's
do...
still very doable,
But
though.
then you have to like safe in Invoker or off in Invoker. It's kind of awkward.
Yeah. And Axe doesn't really want to play in the mid lane. He wants to be in that side lane.
Yeah.
Wave skipping, going jungle, moving around.
It just gives complete free farm to all our forward heroes, I think.
It's something they're definitely considering. They almost never forget.
And they have like 2 minutes of extra time still, so...
Yeah. I feel like I look at the draft and I'm like, how do they get all the heroes that they like? It looks really good. If you compare this to game number 1, it's a world of difference. The question is, will they be able to play it as well? Because I'm also thinking that forward, like this is something that is very typical to prepare for.
Yeah.
Also, the one thing they don't have is still that like, kind of explosive game when you hear like Mirana, Brew, if they pick like a Brood alongside, I'm still like, well, how do you like end the game, push high ground? And also, where's your catch? Like Shaman with a Blink Dagger, like he's your only real catch at that point, which to me is not really enough. And it's not a hero you want to be blinking in to start a fight because Shaman's very squishy.
I mean, what other hero are thinking for Resolution? And there's PL. He likes Void quite a bit, but they have Dazzle already.
Still thinking Conquer. Yeah, I said
Conquer?
the last game the BP has, and then it also crushes.
Yeah, Conquer crushes Invoker hard.
I don't mind Ember for them. I think Ember is a great set for the Mirana arrow and
My
just
favorite hero.
But the lane is very difficult against Invoker.
That's true.
As well as against the Axe dual lane.
And it could just be a Lina game. I think the Dazzle ultimate, the Weave, is maybe kind of deterring you from going too much in physical damage, which is where Lina could play.
You don't want to pick any heavy.
Yeah.
Hard to rely on. Because TB.
Maybe even a Storm is possible for them.
Yeah, something that can jump.
But Invoker is also very happy against Storm.
I feel like your decision on the option at the
And VP's using all their time on the ban.
They
I
can
think
still make the off. This can be an off laner or a 3 or a 5 position.
I'm surprised they banned the Monkey.
I think it makes sense. Like, Monkey would have been, or I think has 2 good lanes whether he's against TB or Axe.
That tells me that Axe. They're banning.
Yeah, it has to be caught. Yeah.
So they're looking for the Roger here last.
Yeah. How, with the Axe in the lane, does Axe need a babysitter? Because obviously Dazzle can babysit Axe or Dazzle can babysit Terrorblade. Like, how much freedom do they have with that 4 position? How greedy can they get?
I think they definitely need one because it's an Undying.
Shaman.
Undying Shaman, if you're only one hero there, you can't lane actually.
Okay.
You definitely need 2 there.
Kind of like Shaker type hero to secure the lane.
Shaker. Maybe go back some time, go Tusk.
Anything that I think like something says like
Radiant team pick.
I'm keeping man.
Skywrath.
Oh,
Ooh.
I like that. I like that.
The VP special.
Somewhere Fog is cheering.
I think Brute is even better now though.
Yeah, Brood is.
It's an insta-cancel for the Shackles, something talked about last game.
Storm is kind of out of the picture against Scar. It's very annoying to play against.
I believe Conquer or Brood.
Conquer is very good as well. Conquer Brood.
10 seconds remaining.
Anthem Lancer could potentially work, but it's not the greatest.
5
They can
seconds
put them
remaining.
around a mid and get a safe.
Like Phantom Lance are surprisingly good,
Especially in lane, it's also quite good.
and it's good against the.
It is because of the peak timings, right? The peak timing of PL is ready before Axe is ready, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for
it.
PL.
It's just something where the Axe punishes carries that have to commit, and then he can call you whenever PL can actually get you down. So it's not always like so easy. Super good PL. Rezo's top class. I'm gonna go for 4 games.
Ooh.
This one is a lot more tricky to call, I'd say, than game 1.
Yeah, I mean, game 1 was tricky because I believed in forward draft, but, you know, it was like, okay, I feel like VP wrong team. This time around, I'm going to go with VP. The TB Dazzle looks pretty solid. They've got way better catch.
I think they're going to have a big problem actually reaching the Dazzle, cancel the Grave, or do anything about it, so I'm also going to go VP.
Alright. Like both drafts.
Yeah.
But he's
good
an A, so he has to go for NA.
I mean, game 1 was close. Both teams took racks. It was definitely not a blowout by any means. It would be another great show.
That's what we're hoping for. Great showdowns here. Let's see what's happening in this game too with Trent and Sayori.
Thank you so much, Shiver. An exciting game 2 indeed. Some new faces. We finally get to see an Axe and a Skywrath on top of that. What are you thinking, Trent? Do you think this will be a 2-0?
I think she said my name first this time.
Oh,
so
okay. I see.
I'm getting upgraded. That's all I heard right there. I kind of agree with the idea of nice-looking drafts. I can see a path to victory for either team. How the game kind of goes, right? I see this Pasha Axe call it up with the Roger Skywrath Mage. I don't know if you guys remember. That's really annoying to play against.
Yeah, there's a lot of comfort picks on the side of forward, though. The Yawar Marana again, the MSS Shadow Shaman, both of them had incredible showings in Game 1. Universe on Brewmaster, also someone that can create a lot of chaos in that mid-game. I'm favoring forward just a little bit, but I think this one will be a lot more close.
I think it's fair to take into account last game. Forward looking pretty on point in that one, so we'll see if the same thing happens once again. As we're already in there. We're rocking and rolling here.
All right, let's
hop on through that jungle and get in here, folks.
Definitely a lot of options for Virtus Pro, though. We talked about Dazzle with Terrorblade. It can be a very good combo. Give him that opportunity to get off Sunders, things like that. Also pretty good with Axe. Axe loves to jump in the front lines. You've got the heals to keep him up. Obviously, you don't have to worry about your Grave getting countered when you've got Axe on your side. And they've got Skywrath, who can do a lot of damage, plus Sunstrike on top of Axe setups. A lot of ways for VP to take control of this game, no doubt.
Yeah, I really like the lane setups from Virtus Pro on the side lanes especially. Like this Terrorblade and Dazzle, the way they played in the Hamburger, it's kind of this like ebb and flow, where they play really aggressively with the Shadow, with the Poison Touch, and then the idea is that you can try and commit for kills with the meta, right? Because it's so easy to keep that Poison going. Every time you get a right-click down, then you get a kill. But then what happens when the meta is down? That becomes the question. And that's when Solo, he just plays so aggressive on the hero, where he kind of like buys all this time for Ramses whenever he doesn't have the meta. So we'll see if they can get the same thing going again, or if they even end up laning together. We assume they will. Solo's just down here for now to help secure the bottom bounty runes. But likewise on the bottom lane, it's that same annoyance of the spam of the Arcane Bolt and the Battle Hunger over and over.
I also like that Forward have switched up their opening strategy here. First game, remember how it started? They got that first blood on Solo. They went in pretty deep. And here they're right back to the kind of conventional opening that we've been seeing in most games. You know, just an even split with bounty runes.
Yeah.
No early blood.
Maybe knowing that they might be kind of prepared for something like that. But they're going to notice, as they've seen Pasha already, he came with 2 Stout Shields. And that kind of symbols a certain something when it comes to these Axe heroes. Yeah, he's certainly considering cutting that wave there. And we've seen several heroes be successful in playing around that. It basically comes down to having really long-range harass to still punish someone while they're trying to farm under the tower, and Skywrath Mage has that. So I think after this wave, Pasha, or at least the wave after this, can definitely be considering to skip in between. Right. He's even starting to waddle his way there now, it looks like.
Yeah, and double melee for Forward might be a little bit difficult for them to deal with this. SVG will continue to steal some strength, but here we go. Pasha
this is the thing. I've tried every hero. Yeah, I went through. I was like, how can you actually counter? This is actually pretty good because he's not playing with the wave. Pasha's just running. Like, if he runs into the Undying right now, there's a chance that it doesn't actually go well for the Undying, but the fact that he keeps running like this is pretty bad. It's going to cost him a lot of his regen, but he came prepared for this, so he basically needs to be level 2. Once you're level 2 on the Axe, you can 1v1 any hero in this situation with a wave chasing. It just does way too much damage with Battle Hunger and then the move speed, and you keep chasing with the spins. So first step is to pull the wave all the way back like this, and now SVG's a little hung out.
Yep, still stealing a lot of strength, though. This Axe is down to 400 HP. Very squishy. Verse on his way to the creep wave, Roger. We're not going to see any kills here. Let's check in on our other lanes. Resolution versus No One mid. PL versus the Invoker.
This was the old classic.
Yeah.
Everyone used to counter the Invoker in the mid lane with the PL, but a lot of that relied on the poor man's shield to make it like totally ridiculous, as well as like there was quite a bit of
poor man's shield.
Yes, it was.
Respect.
What a wonderful time to be alive. At the same time, it also required like constant ball crowing too, because you just like keep spamming the lances over and over.
SVG though, hold that thought. This could be your first blood here, Trent. He's very low on mana, no more decay for another 2 seconds, and that'll be the end of him. Roger securing the first blood. So back to the PL.
Back to the PL. I mean, it's not as good as it used to be, basically, is what it comes down to. It's still a great lane for the PL. Life is good, but the Invoker does not get a 100% dumpstered anymore.
Yeah, it's not the hard counter it used to be.
Yeah.
A fair assessment. And up in the top lane, the Dazzle Terrorblade we'd already mentioned, and the Shadow Shaman Mirana, the two real comfort picks for these guys. And they're actually going to set up onto solo here. Roger, I think he just took that free trip back to the well. How is this top lane going in terms of farm? Actually favoring the Terrorblade. They might be able to grab solo here. They've got it. One last auto attack from Yawar will secure the kill.
Just whittling down solo for so long before finally committing there with the leap and the arrow. And I have such a hard time going into the Yawar Mirana, man. This guy, he is a different player on this hero. I think this, and maybe his Pugna, it's also fair to say, it's probably one of his other best heroes, but I think Yawar, I think Mirana. And he just gets it again in this game, and once again, it's also so late in the draft.
Yeah. Pasha's off to a little bit of a slow start on this Axe, though. We're 3 minutes in. He only has 6 last hits. He's going to try to pull this wave. This was the moment you mentioned. He is level 2 now, so it's a little harder.
This changes the equation quite a bit because of this.
Yeah.
Like, what a difference the battle hunger. And you think, like, oh, it's Undying. Yeah, you can do something about it. You can't. Bane is the only hero that can do something about this.
Dazzle's also okay.
No, Dazzle sucks. It doesn't work. I've tried it. Level 2, it's still bad. The battle hunger wins. And the only person who wins is Bane.
Huh. You can't nuke down the creeps enough to finish it off?
Actually, for the record. He believes in the Dazzle.
I don't know here, Trent. Things are turning
hey,
as
that's two
Roger
heroes.
ends up going down.
Things change when the Brewmaster comes over.
But can't Dazzle just heal the wave, though? Because Axe's surround doesn't just do enough damage that the Axe can't keep up? I mean, he's probably going to go down here as well.
Yeah, he's got 2 heroes on him right now. So this not working out. Oh, all right, he's just gonna let SVG. Oh, maybe it's not enough.
Okay, this is a little
Universe
scary.
ditched.
SVG able to finish him off. Okay.
We're good. I know you think that, but then it's not enough spam. I've tried it a couple times.
Okay. It is a pretty long cooldown at level 1. 12
yeah.
seconds is not great.
And you just die too fast.
Okay. The poison, though, Trent, you can keep the damage going if you auto attack.
The battle hunger, my dude. The battle hunger.
If you snipe a deny, though, that's where the difference makes.
And another, speaking of which, another death into tower. The pseudo deny, or the pseudo deny, as Grant would say.
Skywrath posturing mid, kind of pressure resolution a little bit here. Not sure how well this is going to go if they can find the opening. SVG already TPing in. That will intercept this gank potential with a nice sentry ward. Great counter on just about a full duration observer there.
Pause there. So while this is happening, though, Pasha, he's being a lot of space in the bottom lane, so he's going to start pulling. He'll start getting that whole wave and getting it out of control. But as you pointed out, he had a bit of a rough start to begin with, so he's about 10 CS behind on
Yeah, this
Panda.
isn't the dream for cutting the wave with an axe.
No, like it's been kind of close to the tower. He's been interfered with quite a bit, so they've done a really great job of handling it from the side of Forward Gaming. There's no doubt about that.
Now, Trent, I do want to educate you for a second. Axe's Calling Blade can be used to kill the courier.
That's a great tip, honestly. A lot of people don't know that, but we see it from time to time.
But the first time you see it, you go, oh, holy shit.
You're like, oh,
That's
that makes
kinda cool.
sense.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of those abilities like that. You know you can also see the cast range of your spells by enabling the ability rangefinder in the settings menu.
Oh.
Also great to know.
Nice noob-friendly change there. That's pretty good.
Problems. Wait sec. Thank you, Rams.
Interesting. Okay. Literally a second. I think they're ready to go.
The guy's an honest man, all right?
I like it. 4-2. Forward Gaming with a small lead out of this laning stage. And you'll see SVG push back Roger. Or we did just see that ward countered, so vision advantage is favoring Forward at the moment.
But speaking of advantages and the trades, it'll be 2 for 2 for the bounties. Roger gets the both on the bots, while MSS will take both up top. Yeah, so 2 for 2. And Yawar has 3 leaps. No real concern of going down here. He'll just walk around.
Yeah. The farm is not ideal for Yawar, though. About half of the CS of that Terrorblade.
SVG in trouble here as Roger and Pasha will come on over.
Oh, he does have a shrine, though. SVG going to survive a little bit longer than planned, perhaps. Has another decay, able to take Pasha down. Minus 12 strength on this guy. All the while, Universe trying to keep these creeps off the tower.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, part of the problems here is just the delay in the ring of health for Pasha, too, so he's now able to get over there for it.
Feels like it's just benefiting Universe, though. He's #1 on CS right now.
Yeah, it's so important when you have this Axe. Like, we've gotten to the point now where Axe is such a, like, tier 1 hero that he gets picked up extremely early in the draft, right? And that means teams have time to pick heroes that can lane under the tower against creep wave and still get all the last hits. So Brewmaster has great attack animation, high enough armor. He's a melee hero with a stout shield. Life's good. So he can tank all the creeps under the tower, has enough HP regen that it's fine. So that makes a really big deal when it comes to playing against these Axes. And now they can just kill him with split if they want.
Yeah, level 6 Brew against a level 4 Pasha. This is not great for the Axe. Boulder toss will come through. SVG will join the party for a few extra right clicks, but he hands the kill over to Universe.
I would say that this Axe has been played incorrectly. I don't think they cut the wave at the right time. I think they cut the wave way too close to the tower. Like, if you're going to be cutting waves with the Axe, there's no way the core hero in that lane should be able to help. That's the whole point. You should be far enough away from the tower that he has to choose between the last hits or harassing the Axe. And somehow Universe was able to do both because of the poor positioning.
Yep, and SVG also gets a freebie onto Roger. A little skirmish up top. Yawar pretty low after trying to finish off Solo. A lot of action happening in all the lanes, but I'm inclined to agree with you about this bottom lane. I'll see that suicide into the tower for the free trip back.
Yeah, it was still too close to the last damage from Roger, though, so...
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate.
How
long is that?
It's 20 seconds.
20 seconds, okay. Good to know. Today I learned. Pasha trying to get his level 6, about halfway to 5, but SVG unrelenting with those decays. Universe pretty low on mana, and SVG maybe in a little deep. Does have one Soul Rip available. Universe bringing some creeps over. Sunstrike gonna be off the mark. It's a close one, but SVG lives. Up top, Solo now getting hit by the arrow. They've already killed Ramses. It's going to be a double for Yawar. I missed the setup on what happened at the beginning.
I mean,
there,
it's been so busy down bottom that we barely had any time to even watch that top lane, honestly.
That's huge, though. I mean, that's incredible for Yawar, who's kind of struggling in CS. He's now ahead of the TB in terms of net worth. SVG getting chased down near his shrine. Will get caught by the Berserker's call, but MSS has some disable. SVG does not get dunked. They actually kill Pasha in time. Roger trying to commit for it. He will get the kill, but will not be able to survive himself. Forward are just getting so much out of these trades.
Very big win for them.
I mean, that shackle was like right there to interrupt it, and now, speak of the devil, MSS sets it up again onto no one. Resolution will dive under the tower. Doppelganger forward, now TP in from Roger. Cold Snap going to make Resolution's life a little more difficult, and now he might be regretting this choice to dive so deep. Reinforcements are here, and this PL, he's going to go back. He wants this kill, and he gets it. Resolution gets it before he goes down and finds the advantage.
Oh, and again up top, an arrow from Yawar will finish off. So no, that grave, the last possible moment. I can't believe that.
That was insane.
Whew. Just enough there. I'll keep him up, but still, I mean, this lane has essentially been abandoned here from side of Virtus Pro.
Feels like things are falling apart rapidly for Virtus Pro here. Resolution getting that kill and forcing all those rotations in. It's a big deal.
6k advantage, 1k lead right now. And now it's even going to bring the Invoker to the top lane. He's going to try and stem the bleeding here.
Well, no one does have a Tornado. EMP not going to be enough to finish off Yawar as he's able to leap away. Interesting lane rotation. They'll put Ramses in the jungle for now, and then back mid it's just Roger trying to defend this tower, but it will be an uphill battle against the Rasta Serpents that have now come down. Bites.
Shadow Shaman is Shadow Shaman and Jakiro are two of like the position 5 heroes that actually have objective focus inside of them. And like in their kit, it's very rare to have, and they both feel extremely good when you're playing from ahead.
Yes.
Like, they're really bad when you're behind. It's difficult to make turnaround plays on both Jakiro and Shadow Shaman, honestly, but it looks real good when you get a little bit of an edge in laning phase like this and you start just dropping snakes across the map.
Yep. Power does go down, ends up getting denied by Virtus Pro, but I think forward still pretty happy with that. Universe with a 10-minute Blink Dagger on top of Treads from this safe lane. He's actually #1 on net worth right now. Axe is currently #2, so he's been able to farm pretty effectively in the jungle with that Vanguard.
Yawar gave his bottle to MSS, who then took an Invis rune, so they're trying to get here in time with the Shadow Shaman to help out, create kill opportunity.
Oh, nice split. Sunstrike will not connect, and now he's going to go in onto Roger. That forces a TP from the Axe. Not sure if we'll be able to kill Roger in time.
MSS is coming.
There are reinforcements here. SVG also joining the party, and there's MSS. He's going to find Roger in the trees, but he does get silenced. I don't think Roger is anywhere to go. Universe a little bit low on resources, but will still finish off the Axe. It's a 2-for-0. Very nicely done.
Yeah, the Tombstone was just way too much at that point. It already looked difficult for VP. Then that gets dropped down from the Undying. They're like, yeah, absolutely zero hope. So another just instant use of the split right away. Just keep building their lead. Now it's a 2k advantage. That was almost a 1k gold swing in itself.
Mid lane, Ramses could be in some trouble. Resolution does get sundered, so now needs to be very careful.
Guy.
also taking a lot of damage from the tower. They will finish off that tier 1 in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, but Yawar, he jumps in, knows Ramses does not have a Sunder. There's the Starstorm, connects with the arrow, and that'll be another kill on the Terrorblade. No! Solo in time with the heal and the Grave. That's going to be the end of Yawar instead. Very nice from this Dazzle.
Man,
that was big.
Some of the closest kills here.
Dire's top tower.
Solo is living life on the edge.
Yeah, sticks, wands, Dazzle.
Yeah, that was actually a stick into Grave.
They needed
that. No Shadow Wave from Dazzle.
If your TB's dying underneath the tier 2 at 12 minutes, like that game is,
yeah,
you get a little bit demotivated here.
I mean, really, any other hero dies there from those right clicks. It's that, by the way, 23 armor that kept the Terrorblade alive, I think. Pretty good. Arcane Rune picked up by Resolution. Rost Awards also just cooled down for MSS.
Oh, and look, MSS, speaking of which, just cooled down, as you said. What do you think he's going to do here? He just stacked him up. Is he daring to farm it once more? It looks like he's almost doing the math here. He's like, can I get this close enough to farm both these camps at once? I think I might be able to.
Last time, he did wait until it was a triple stack at the Ancients before he committed wards for it. So might be another 30 seconds before we see that. However, he does smoke up with SVG now behind that mid-tier 1.
Let's fight with these wards, they say. And
yep.
VP closing in on Yawar.
They're smoked up as well. Need to find this opening. Solo and MSS bump into each other. Resolution on the low ground. Who's going to get caught? It's the Mirana up top, but it looks like Solo will also fall. They do commit wards for that. A little surprising. Universe now moving in onto Roger. Split just cooling down. SVG on the high ground, drops the Tombstone, runs right into the Skywrath, and don't think Roger is going to be able to survive this one, especially now that Resolution jumps in.
Another close survival here.
SVG with the Soul Rift. It's only level 1, but he does enough to survive. Now the split. They're going to commit hard onto this Invoker. No one running out of options. The Shackle locks him down, and he falls. Pasha
this is a TV, no
with
meta.
a big Berserker call. They do grab the Shadow Shaman. Now the Exodus for forward. Moonlight Shadow buying them some time. They're spread out in the trees. What's the TP situation? Not great. 30 seconds on Universe. But it doesn't matter. They're just going to walk away.
They're
Solo
retreating together here.
Is Solo going to get caught? He's going to walk right into him. That's not the place you want to be, Sweet Dazzle. Forward Gaming doing it again, and now Pasha, he's going to run in. Great split from forward. Arrow will be off the mark. Pasha trying to get cover under his tower.
Oh, they're already missing quite a few skills. Can't go missing some arrows now. Gotta be bailing out of here if they don't have a split.
I think forward definitely need to try to minimize any losses. They already got a lot out of this. They forced a lot of rotations. Virtus Pro will not be able to punish it.
They feel like they are struggling a little bit here. They just can't get anything going. Like this rotation from the TB, this rotation from the Invoker, instantly dying. He's got like a 4-4-2 build going on.
Ramses is farming very well. #1 on net worth, and while all that skirmishing was happening, he was just rotating the jungle, trying to get that initial kit going. Courier is going to be delivering that Yasha right now. So a silver lining for Virtus Pro amidst all this chaos. And Invoker actually committing for a Hand of Midas here, Brent. Also going for that
feels
Quas
pretty
Wex.
good considering his teammates. I think that's all right. Like, not having the best game, lowest of the cores, well, except from UR actually.
So I'm far from an Invoker expert. In the past, Midas was usually reserved for the Exort build. Midas on Wex, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit unique, right? More recently, we've been seeing this would usually just be rush right into a Spirit Vessel, but that's when you can play confidently and aggressively with like your whole team. Maybe if they were snowballing a bit more, he'd go for that, but I can see why he wants the Midas.
Ooh, initiation onto SVG.
Arrow in the
bring
back
him
line.
down.
Catch a Solo.
And they'll trade 1-for-1 on supports, but will more kills come? This Mirana could be in some trouble. Out of leaps now. Friends nearby, and that will stop Virtus Pro from an additional pursuit.
Keep talking about how incredible these arrows and everything have been from Yawar, but it also comes down to just the vision. Just like last game, when he's picking up Pasha in the jungle, like why is it happening? It's wards from SVG. This guy just gets in so deep to enemy territory and drops these great wards down.
Absolutely. Invoker very much struggling this game. Lowest farm on the cores. Maybe that Midas is just going to be a requirement to get him back up to snuff. Trying to repel Resolution here in the top lane. Relatively successful in that endeavor.
They've smoked 2 bot, wrapping behind around an Axe, but they're also going to find Ramses at the Ancients here. This is a little bit, and SVG, of course, is getting wards down.
They're not going to go for it,
turn.
though. Maybe looking at the Axe, who just now picks up his Blink Dagger.
And they're going to TP mid for a smoke, it looks like. Is there one on Roger?
Dire's top
None
tower
available.
is under
Yeah,
attack.
Solo just buys them and sends the courier.
Okay.
It's, Pasha's ready to go. That's what he's saying. I got Blink. Let's go kill. Slay.
That's what you got to do. 3, 4, and 2 on this Axe. He's been relatively quiet since those efforts in the early laning phase.
They're going to be a little too late, though. Rezo is 1 creep away from a Diffusal Blade. Would love to try and slow this down. So he'll at least have the gold for it, dead or not. It's getting close. 15 more gold. I don't know if they're going to get here in time.
I think he's going to get this last creep, and there it is. So Diffusal Blade is
He
up.
might still die, though.
Caught by Pasha. Do they have the damage and the duration of the taunt? And they certainly do.
Loses 0 gold on that death.
Yep. I think of all the times to die, Rezo can't be too upset about that one. It'll definitely happen from time to time. As they say with the Axe Blink Dagger reveal, you get one. You get one good one that catches me off guard.
Dire are scanning.
Now we're going to play a little more safe.
And Soul actually gets the wave down bottom as the TB will stay in the jungle. He's also being watched by that ward that's placed by SVG, so quite a bit of gold for the Dazzle. But they kind of have to do this with Solo because he plays these non-GPM heroes a lot. Like he plays the Bane or he plays the Dazzle, and he can't afford as many sentries as opponents, and they're getting brutalized on the vision game from these wards from SVG.
If they remove Ogre's gold talent, how much would that hurt his position
He would
as
not be
the
picked.
greatest hero in Dota, according to the great
I would not play Ogre if he didn't have GPM.
I see. So it really is just weighted in your analysis of how broken gold talents are. I
Yes,
see.
100%.
Gotcha. Understood, my friend. I also want to comment on the MSS item build. He's going for a Yule Scepter this game. Just picks it up, so not rushing the Blink Dagger. Opting for
They need
a little more
cancel
defensive.
for the Axe.
Yep. And speaking of that, they're going to try to initiate on him now. Follow-up Hex as Universe jumps in. There's the Shackle, and Pasha picked off in the mid lane. And an Arcane Rune
Oh, they're
with
going
a
Roche.
Rasta that has Mass Serpent wards.
Oh yeah, baby.
This is the dream.
Give me the bottle. Let me get it, and snake.
Wow. You know, it's always that double damage rune outside of Roche, but in this situation, I think the Arcane is actually the real double damage.
There's not many heroes that get over Panda in this situation, but Shaman is one of them.
Is under attack.
There was a tornado that flew into
Look at
Roche.
Roger, though. He's
Now
still
they're
bullying in.
Yeah, a little bit conservative. Roger goes in too early. They've got the Shadow Shaman isolated mid. MSS will go down, but kind of just creates space for the rest of his team to finish off Roche. Still a little scary. Sunstrike does
It got
snipe
Roche. I mean, it almost killed Rezo. That kind of saved his life.
Yeah, and he might actually lose the Aegis here. Oh,
Rezo, no! All right, they're going to be dead. It should be okay. Plus, they'll have Doppelback anyway. That's pretty funny.
They're going to try to EMP. Yep, not going to work. Meanwhile, Pasha, though, he's coming around the other side. SVG breaks the Blink Dagger. They'd really like to kill Resolution here, but no one. Out of mana. There's the Doppelganger up towards the high ground. Pasha trying to do what he can, but just cannot grab on to this elusive PL.
Smart to back there, too, because they're running into a team that they know they missed out on a couple of the skills there. There's no blue split, so...
Well, trying
Nice
to jump
silence.
in. They stop the split from coming out, but they're not going to have the damage to kill Universe. Now they're going to pursue onto Pasha. Arrow does not connect, but they should have the damage to chase him down.
Meanwhile, MSS catches Solo with the Yules, too. Trying to turn this into 2 kills instead of just 1.
There's the Hex. Shackle's going to follow it up. Pasha's already gone down, and it looks like his efforts will be successful. Solo did not get off the shallow grave. Wouldn't have helped him survive anyway.
Nice play by MSS. Just not tunnel visioning on the Axe there and just creating an and one on their free throw kill.
Yep. Still a very tight game, though, Trent. 22-11. The farm is basically even, partially because of that Roche snipe. But Burst Pro still with some options. Bounties come out. There's the Yule Scepter. Keeps the Rasta alive. Rue Split comes out onto the Invoker. Boulder, follow-up from Yawar. I think this
trying to come
Invoker's
here, but
done
he's too
for.
late.
Roger
It's a no meta
nearby.
TB. What? Ramsey's still going in.
They've still got a little bit of time on this Brew Split. I mean, sure, Shadow Shaman's kind of low, but it's a peculiar sequence.
Dire's top tower is
Just
under
enough
attack.
backup there that Ramsey feels confident about this, but there's also not enough catch at the same time.
Universe can be able to make it back. Not can be able to punish this the way they want. And meanwhile, up top,
There was a
Resolution.
kill onto SVG from Ramsey's too, while that was all kicking off down bottom.
Okay.
I think we saw in the picture-in-picture, but that helped SVG still get the rune.
Okay. A lot of space for Resolution, though. However, at that same token, Terrorblade has had almost unlimited space. 11k net worth right now. Ramses has farmed like an absolute madman. 2,500 gold on top of the Manta style he just put.
That's true.
And he's going to get that tier 1 tower on top of it.
The only thing about TB is that he relies so much on his allies to make the game work. I feel like PL is just almost the exact opposite. Like
That's
PL
true.
can win these He's one of those rare heroes that can have these really weird 1v5 fights, and you still feel scared the whole time that PL is just going to kill everyone. Even when you're like ahead in the game, right? Whereas TB, he's extremely reliant on this Quaspex Invoker setting up very good fights so that he can just be the tower. He just stands there, he lobs his damage in, he needs help from Pasha too.
Radiant's bottom
Definitely
tower
true.
is under attack.
This vision here, right on top of MSS and SVG.
He was right there. They both get caught by the Berserker's call, though. Damage not going to be there. MSS surviving for now, but gets disarmed.
The Snakes, though.
Managed to come down.
No one's dying.
Jumps onto no one, and this is going to end up pretty well for Forward. Shackles come out, and it's 2 down. Now Roger on the run. He's been dusted.
I mean, you're broken as a team when this happens.
Yep. I don't know if they'll be able to finish off Roger, but on the other side, they kill that Dazzle.
Rezo's still chasing Ramses.
And Ramses is out of mana. A couple of stick charges. He will make it up to the high ground. How deep does Rezo want to go?
He's got no mana for the old Sunder.
4 down on the side of VP. They did manage to finish off the Skywrath, and they also caught the Dazzle.
That's painful, man. Like, you're jumping into, you have a ward and a sentry, and you're just like, okay, we have a good idea what's going on here. If they pop the Moonlight Shadow, we can still get this kill, and they can't bring down either of them just because they're being stalked and shadowed by the rest of Forward Gaming.
It looked like a great catch from the Axe.
Yeah.
2 heroes of the Berserker's Call.
If you don't have enough damage to punish that at this point, then you're obviously
You're in big trouble.
into the issues.
Yeah.
Good thing they got that Aegis right away last time. Oh, another Arcane Rune here, and still a full minute to kind of think about it here. So he can wait till the snakes are back up and grab that Arcane Rune.
Right. Things feeling quite good for our Radiant team. Universe getting closer to that BKB. We're more than halfway there. Always a key item on this Brewmaster, especially against the Skywrath Mage. That silence can be very irritating in terms of split timings. Manta not too far off on the Phantom Lancer. And more illusions to do. Smoke now, deep into enemy territory from VP. They do get a ward down on the way.
They just can't run into the ball forward, or this is terrible. They need like a solo hero, right? They want that Blink Call into Sunstrike / Mystic Flare. But look at that, their smoke pops and they just go, yeah, no.
Can't force it. Order. Just in the wrong spot for that to be able to work. Ramses now gets his Scotty. Terrorblade still farming very well. You know, it feels like Forward have control of the game right now. I can't help but feel like Virtus Pro still have a pretty real chance in this game.
It's not a big lead. It's only 3k. It is 5k XP now. People were actually holding the XP advantage for a while. I think the later it goes, it's like a little better just because meta is like always up, kind of, because fights get so much more spaced out. At the same time, that means they're always going to have split. They're always going to have snakes, but definitely seems to favor Virtus Pro when so much of their damage is reliant on this Terrorblade, plus the Invoker is one of the best scaling heroes, and he actually gets there. And that is his Aghanim Scepter coming out here. So Virtus Pro can definitely win that next team fight. But the Vision game is still a big struggle for them.
Light Shadow, it's already been used. Pasha in a very aggressive position right now, getting surrounded by enemies.
Look at these wards again here from SVG.
And they see it. He's going to get caught. Universe, break that Blink Dagger, and no help inbound. That'll end up being a freebie for Forward.
And they're just chasing SVG like, yes, they got his ward, but you still can't commit into this. Because the rest of the team's still there. They know from Pasha's death.
And no one will end up just TPing out. The Aghanim Scepter is finally up on the Invoker.
Well-gotten gains.
Feels like it's been kind of a tough game for this Invoker. 3, 4, and 4 definitely been involved in a fair share of kills, but
he has to go cross. Like, that's another thing, is that why this PL isn't a hard counter anymore, is that you can't just go pure Exort in the lane, or you'll get destroyed by the PL. So you have to go for this Quas Wax build to help like nullify all the spam and everything. So that means you don't have as easy for the Sunstrikes with this Axe, but
right
yeah,
here,
speaking of the rough time.
Rotate in onto no one. Another easy kill for Forward. Arrow flying through the corpse. Just not feeling the impact of the Invoker this game. I heard the panel say that that Invoker-Mirana matchup could be a big motivator to try to pick the Invoker there. But the last pick PL.
I mean, they must have known, though. There's no way that Mirana's going mid.
Yeah, well, that's the why else would you pick the Invoker? Is I can't quite...
They did the same thing at Hamburg, where they didn't necessarily know that was what was coming mid, and they were still confident enough to take it. Like,
seems a little peculiar.
it seems to be a rough one. That's true.
The Atos also up on Skywrath. Great utility item, but
What do we got? 20 seconds, so the possibility of that Roche. That's where we're at now, right? I mean, yeah. BKB on UR.
and it feels like we're at that point where if Virtus Pro get the next Roche, that evens out this game a little bit, extends things. If Forward get this next Roche, things look a little more grim for Virtus Pro at that point.
Yeah, you would think that they'd just be able to, like, at least close out the entire map at that point. Get the last tier 2s, get Suffocating Vision. And they're going to group up here. So they want to make use of this old Aghanim Scepter.
Smoke and Moonlight Shadow used.
And they seem to be aware of this because they had that deep ward in the Radiant jungle. So they're waiting on this high ground. So much pressure on Pasha. Even if he doesn't get a great call, he needs to at least absorb some attention so that no one can capitalize on it. They're going to find it, though. In fact, it's Ramses who's actually kind of at the forefront of this as the real hero moves into the wave.
No great angle of initiation. Arrow connects on Ancients. Forward will just back out for now. Not going to force the issue.
That was a bit scary. Like, it's only level 3 grave. There's no Aether Lens or anything. But they were still confident that they'd be able to save Ramses if they went in on that moment. So Forward just not really liking the setup, saying no point risking our advantage at this point. However, that advantage is dwindling a little. The XP's growing, but the gold is not. Ramses continues to do Terrorblade things.
2 outer towers still standing. Tier 2 in the mid and bottom for VP. Terrorblade closing in on his Black King Barn now. And interestingly enough, Yawar is switching up his item build a little bit. He's already picked up the BKB, now Lincoln's queued up. So 2 defensive items following his Maelstrom.
He is pretty high damage support in the Shadow Shaman too, so I think it's okay to be a little more defensive. PL, of course, also pretty high on the old wrapping things up with the damage. If everyone could just like still keep focusing onto like this Mirana and this Brewmaster running around these fights, creating issues, it makes it so much easier for Resolution just like dance around. So just survive. Don't leave the PL completely on his own. Yeah. Ooh, big talent though. Level 20 for the Terrorblade. Minus 10-second reflection cooldown. Very frustrating when you're trying to fight into the high ground. So at the very least, they held out for that. And now they're putting good pressure onto that bottom tower while the Roche possibilities are getting close. No one knows exactly how far away it is. And they're trying to bring that attention. This tier 3, almost out of nowhere here.
Is this going to be a freebie? There is a glyph.
There is not. That is a scam.
Oh, that's a scan. You're right. There is no glyph. Good call, Trent. Tower still goes down, and now this fight's going to break out. Tombstone goes down, as do the Rasta wards as Pasha jumps in. Tornado flies through the fight, but Ramsey's getting reasonably low on the back line. Pasha gets hexed up. There's kind of 2 fights happening now. Ramsey's on the run with the BKB. Pasha dies first. VP in full retreat. Few seconds left on the match community from Ramses, but I'm not sure if they can close the gap except for Universe.
Solo. They really want Ramses.
Yeah, they're going to commit pretty hard. Does still have the Sunder. He gets it off on the Resolution. And Resolution goes down because of it.
This guy's good. I don't know how he, like...
How did he know
in
that?
That mass again, he still manages to do it. That is so ridiculous. That's the second time this game where it just looks like it's going to be impossible. Even if you know what the right one is, it's hard enough just to click the damn thing when they're all just rushing all over.
Makes you wonder how much of that was, I know this is the one, and how much of that was, I just need to guess or I'm dead.
Oh, gets it correct. I can't. And the
Either
fact
way,
that you turn into the kill too.
Either way, it works out wonders for VP. That gold lead has completely dwindled. They get the tier 3 out of it, basically only losing Pasha there.
Honestly, you lose Ramses there, and you're kind of still happy. Like, the fact that he gets out alive is astounding. And that puts him in a good position to contest this next Roche too, because that pressure will be coming that bottom lane. I mean, it's not Rax, which is good, but it still just gives it more attention there. And yeah, there's a replay. Yeah, he got him.
Unbelievable.
In the mass. Ooh.
Zoom in. I like it.
Get the camera, Mom.
Well, now we've got a real game on our hands. 31-13, and it's actually even.
10k XP for the Radiant, though.
That's true. So one of these great games, always indicative that kills are not what Dota is about necessarily. It is a game of economy, Trent.
Thank you.
Wasn't sure if you were aware.
Oh, no. I don't really know a whole lot, to be honest. I think this next Roche fight, who does it look better for? I'd probably give a slight edge to Forward, but not by much. Like,
Yeah, Axe is pretty damn good around the pit, and Invoker as well.
Yeah, the only reason I give it a little bit of an edge is just like how annoying the Moonlight Shadow is, and I feel like they're still struggling with the vision game, so I think that could set up really well for Forward in terms of like getting the first jump, and that is almost always the most important thing.
I think Forward also has this ability to create chaos, right? You've got the Brew Split, you've got all these PL illusions, plus Rasta Wards on
Plus
top of that.
double Tombstone.
And double Tombstone. There's just a lot of shit on the screen,
yeah.
You know, and like Axe can't grab it all.
I call that the Wing strat. The ESL Manila, where they did Venomancer, Undying, and Pugna or something like that, or Nether.
Yeah.
They just had like 4 heroes with summon units that were just so frustrating.
You gotta throw Phoenix in there as well.
Yeah,
so it's like, do we kill the egg? Do we
there's
kill the
never enough
Tombstone?
time.
It's, yeah. Even if you get it right, it still just creates this level of chaos that forces the other team to kind of panic when all that stuff comes out.
Radiant's middle tower has
Virtus Pro
fallen.
taking some more objectives around the map. They've knocked down 2 Tier 1 towers. So power count actually favoring VP now by 1. Both teams with 2 Tier 2s left, but of course they did grab that Tier 3 just a few moments ago. The BKB is also up on Invoker. Moment for no one to shine in this next fight. What a tense game. Back to farming we go. Right now both teams pretty comfortable split on their respective sides of the map. Sunstrikes being spammed into the Roche pit.
This time they don't have lane issues though. Like last game, the reason it went Forward's way essentially was that they could just push the waves better than Virtus Pro, despite the fact they had a TB. But this game, that's not really being a problem at all. Yeah, at least Ramses, even if they don't have the best heroes overall, once again, it feels like he's primed enough that at this point it is somewhat tough here. It's like basically Rezo who's a do-it-all. And they're trying to keep some of these heroes off the map, like Universe. You know, they're going to have good initiations, but they're into the pit.
Yeah, they smoke in.
Yeah, it's going way too fast.
And I don't know if Forward are actually aware of this.
No, let's say they're waiting to be smoked upon. And now they're just going to say, oh, the guys, they didn't do it. They just went straight for it. With no kills, they went in the pit. They got it.
Risky, and they'll pick it up. Aegis goes to Ramses. Silence. The Undying. Resolution jumps to the front lines. VP about to be punished very hard for this, though. They do get some decent shackles onto Ramsey. They lose SVG. They lose MSS. Now the Sunder onto Yawar. It's bad for Forward Gaming. 2 buybacks used. Doppelganger out of the pit. Universe will be able to survive alongside Resolution.
They're just getting illusions at this point, but Rezo went all in on the supports. Now finally he can focus Ramses.
Ramsey's up on the high ground. That's his BKB now. Still has the Aegis. Solo does get off the shallow grave. That buys him some valuable time. Meanwhile, Universe with his BKB, he's trying to make it out. No one will get brought down by the wards. Universe ends up falling. It's a very chaotic fight.
There's been a lot of buybacks here. They
Still advantageous for VP, yeah.
Ramsey's now in trouble from Rezo, or maybe he can correct one again.
No. Rezo going down here hurts so much. Mirana also gonna die. A dieback now onto Yawar. So much economic damage, and they still have the Aegis through all that. Ramses playing like an absolute god, living up to his namesake here on this Terrorblade.
He just gets the correct PL, and he keeps his focus every time.
Just incredible.
And he a whole massive illusion. Like, he's so good at recognizing like which one's taking the correct amount of damage, and then working off of that for the kills. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Hex onto the Terrorblade. Virtus Pro looking to pressure here, potentially end this if Forward make a mistake. Buyback used by Universe, 4 seconds on the split. Tier 3 getting low. They're going to bring down this Terrorblade. That's the Aegis. Can they kill him again, though? There's the split from Universe.
Oh, he gets Spear Vessel. Pasha can't counter-initiate now.
Roger up on the high ground. There's no Solo with a Grave. They're probably going to be able to bring down this Axe. Now the Hex onto the TB. He does have a BKB, so they're going to have to keep the crowd controls chained. Not going to be possible, though.
There's just no damage. There's no Mirana.
They will bring down Roger. SVG able to just barely survive. It's a great hold from Forward. Not even losing the Tier 3 tower. It's costly, but they do hold.
Almost kind of feels like the last Aegis where it gets used a little early, but all the buybacks are really what ends up being the major victory here for Virtus Pro, just taking those away from the Radiant side.
We've got Mirana, Shadow Shaman, as well as the Brewmaster, all 3 with buybacks on cooldown.
Yeah.
That Butterfly working wonders for this Terrorblade. PL did pick up a heart, but it doesn't really matter that much against these Sunders. I'm going to be honest with you.
That was a bold maneuver there from Virtus Pro. Like, most teams would be looking for that pick off. You wouldn't just go right into the pit like that. But I guess part of it is that there's no like instant threat from forward. Like, you think if it was the opposite way, forward can't go into the pit without a pick off because there's this threat of just a blink call, and it's just over, right? Like, at that point, the fight is extremely difficult for you to win if you get caught out like that. But even if there is like a blink, clap, and a split, it's not that same like, oh, we're all instantly disabled. Like, they still have time for BKBs and everything like that. So the fight's not necessarily a total loss if they get caught out like that. It's no doubt still risky. And at the same time, they just do it way too fast with Alacrity and TD.
Yeah, that's it. We haven't mentioned that, but the Alacrity Terrorblade is ridiculous in terms of damage output. I guess fishing arrows can be a little scary in those situations, but definitely a good call by Virtus Pro.
Thanks for the tip, Script.
Knowing they needed to...
He's helping us out. Yeah. He's on theme, you know. He just wants to better himself like we do.
Hey, don't we all?
So Lincoln.
Harder to deal with now. I love the way he's itemized here. A perfect mix of survivability and damage. Feels like a great Lincoln's game, especially against this Shadow Shaman.
Alright, so now, what happens when Rezo gets 25, though? Because I don't know if you guys recall. But
you mean that
minus
4-second doppelganger?
Oh, you mean that TI Finals talent? Yeah, it's...
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Still 2 levels away, though, and Terrorblade has hit his 25, so Sunder down to the immaculate 5-second cooldown.
He still has to be really cautious, though, because of this PL. The mana cost now makes it a little bit harder.
Point.
They want to secure themselves a Rax. They don't have the Aegis. And there goes a Moonlight.
What forward do here? Level 20 now also secured on the Brewmaster. Picks up that attack speed talent.
Oh, they're going high ground.
Initiation onto the Terrorblade to start things off the Hex. And they kill that so fast. Range Barracks down, split from Universe. Terrorblade blocked by some crowd controls. He's going down quick, but the BKB gets popped. There's the Sunder onto Yawar. Again, Ramsey's topped off. Resolution to the back line trying to push back Roger. But this looks like VP's fight. Solo's gone down. Brew is just getting destroyed. Now the Hex, the long-range Shackles. Here's the Catacomb.
The Yules! But it's not enough. SVG gets sundered.
3 heroes down without buyback. PL starting to get low. He's in some trouble. Another Sunder. Ramsey's topped off again. Rezo desperately trying to survive, but it won't happen. Buyback used straight away, but his 4 friends will be locked in the grave. And I think this is going to be GG taking us to game 3 here.
Virtus Pro whip one out when things are getting dicey, all off a bottom lane push that sent this game into a downward spiral for forward.
Yeah.
Ramsey played out of his mind this game.
Absolute MVP
His
for me.
target, like, acquisition, it was just... I can't believe some of those fights. It felt like they had no right winning some of those engagements.
I want to know, how did you know? You know, every single time, like, I want to do that post-game interview, and Ramsey's, what is the secret? How do I beat PLs the way you do? Because that was unbelievable.
I know, I feel like I'm missing something, like some strong dispel. Maybe there was something that we just missed where...
It's possible, but, I mean, he hit it, what, four times? 3 times that game?
It felt that way, where it seemed like it was ridiculous.
And like you said, even if you know, it's still not necessarily easy to click on the right target when